I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. You know, Dilbert, there's been a long-running comedy routine like Dagwood and Sergeant Bailey. Y'all remember that? Dagwood and Dick Tracy. I remember how many, raise your hand if you remember Dick Tracy. You old. I tell you right now, if you remember Dick Tracy and Dagwood and Blondie, y'all remember the Dagwood? You old. Well, you know, no, you're not. No, you're not. You've just been around for a while. We need your resources, people that live there is long enough. Anyway, Dilbert has been on in major news, Washington Post, you know, New York Times. Anyway, he's been cut because he spoke the truth about black people. I'm here to tell you now. This is my left hand. Where I raise my right. I'm here to tell you now. What this fellow said is true about black people. Anyway, so ain't got no Joy Reid. Did a piece on it the other night. She did MSNBC, so I go. I figure y'all can put up with it for just a few moments. I can hardly put up with this woman. I can tell you the truth. She is about the most indecisive. I mean, she's like schizophrenia on LSD and magic mushrooms all together. Joy Reid. Talking about a trip, talking about a psychedelic trip. That's Joy Reid. You never know what the hell you're going to see when the camera lights come on Joy Reid. LSD and magic mushrooms all at one time, right? Anyway, Mr. Engineer, she did this. Go ahead. I'll let y'all listen. I figure y'all can tolerate it. I ask you your patience. Please tolerate this for a few minutes. However, what the fellow said, what the creator of Dilbert has said is absolutely 100% true. Go ahead, Mr. Engineer.
Dilbert, the widely syndicated comic strip about office culture that appeared in 2,000 newspapers around the world. You may be familiar with the comic, but maybe not its creator, Scott Adams. Frankly, I had no idea who the guy was. Well, until he went on a racist rant on YouTube last Wednesday.
I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. So I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll.
This man, Adams, his name, what he's saying is true. And quite frankly, I think that if all the other liberals and bleeding hearts and everybody would just look around and say, listen, you can't help black people. They get worse. Mitchell, could you just back that up just a tad? He's telling the truth. And as a result of allegedly white people, who are Japheth people, trying to help black people, has made them worse. Where are not all these liberals and bleeding hearts and phonies like ain't got no Joy Reid, who is a LSD trip along with a magic mushroom at the same time, and also fentanyls and Oxycontin. That's what she looks like. That's what, when you see Joy Reid, she looks like a person who just dropped acid, dropped magic mushrooms on Oxycontin and fentanyl at the same damn time. That's what she looks like. Anyway, go ahead, Mr. Engineer. But hey, what are we saying is true? The more white folk have interfered in trying to help black people, the worse they become.
To last Wednesday.
I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. So I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them.
No, how will black folk ever survive without you, whoever you are? Okay, there is a lot to unpack there. The unabashed anti-blackness and racism, but also this country's long history of dubbing black people as the hateful, violent ones, while also exposing this weird, offensive belief that white people need to get something out of helping others. And again, what has this guy ever done for anyone that's black? Anyway. Hundreds of newspapers, including the Washington Post, New York Times, Los Angeles Times, and USA Today, announced that they would stop publishing Dilbert after Adams' tirade. Also, that part the Dilbert guy mentioned about a poll, he was talking about a poll by Rasmussen Reports, the right-wing polling outfit, that found 53% of Black Americans agreed with the statement, it's okay to be white. I mean, why would a poll even ask that? Oh, because it's Rasmussen, of course, the agenda-driven conspiracy theory-boosting pollster who loves to stir the pot in the culture war. The phrase, it's okay to be white, by the way, has been labeled a hate slogan by the Anti-Defamation League, a slogan popularized as a trolling campaign by members of 4chan. The poll also found that 66% of Black Americans agree Black people can be racist too. A poll, mind you, that they surveyed about 1,000 people, exactly 1,000 people, actually, meaning, how many Black people said this? Well, if they go by...
A couple of things. One is that I was going to wait till the end of this, and I'll go tell you that while I agree with Adams regarding the fact that white people, stop trying to help Black people, you made them worse. And I'm going to say that at the tail end of it, when ain't got no joy, drug addict or schizophrenic Reed finishes a tirade. But this thing that 60% of Black Americans agree that Black people are racist as well is an understatement. I've been living around Black people all my life. I swear before God, I ain't never seen nobody as racist as Black people. And by the way, Black people's racism doesn't start with white folk. No, white people get the easy end of it. Black people's racism starts with Black people who are dark skinned. That's where it all starts. Black people's racism is different from, white people might dislike Black people because they maybe consider them slothful, and many of them are, violent, many of them are, irresponsible, many of them are, they're impossible, incorrigible, and so white people dislike Black people for that reason. But Black people are racist because they got kinky hair. Your hair is kinkier than mine, your skin blacker than mine, your nose bigger than mine. That's where it starts. And here, the Black people's racism gets less racist the lighter skin color you get. Now, this is true. God knows this is the truth. God knows I have told the truth. This is the truth. See, Black people are most racist against other Black people. That's how in the world Wesley Snipes got the way he got to. Anyway, and so the less Black you are, the less Black people are racist. Now, Black people haven't gone out yet to be racist against white people. They're racist against their own people. So the lighter color skin, the straighter your hair is, the less Black people are racist against you. So by the time you leave Black people and actually get to white people, to the pale-faced guy, well, he's light-skinned, his hair is straight, so they ain't got too much racism against him, except when he tried to put him in line, or he tried to tell him, listen, I'm stronger than you. I'm better than you. I went to Africa and made y'all slaves. What the hell you gonna say about that? We better. We stronger. We got bigger nation. We got bigger buildings. We got bigger economies. We got better medicine. We got a whole lot of stuff that y'all want. We got better hotels. Got better restaurants. I'm better than you. So damn right, I'm gonna look at you as less. Yeah. The only time I back off from y'all Black people when it comes to the basketball court, the white man say I sit down. I ain't know he get into it. Well, some white folk do get in there, and in the football, and baseball. But after that, so that's what white people's racism is. That hell, y'all ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing. You ain't listen. You always arguing. You're impossible. You're incorrigible. You tear up your cities. You make babies that don't take care of them. Say hell, that's that ain't really racism. That's just reality. But the thing I want to make point, Black people are racist. They the most racist. I swear, if all we had to do was white people racism, the world would be almost like being in heaven if all we had to do was white people racism. And white people are racist, but if we had to just deal with that, we could be in heaven. Black people stop being racist how black your skin color is. That's right. How nappy your hair is. That's right. Sure enough. And look at Al Sharpton. Look at Al Sharpton, and they're conquering his hair, and looks like, talking about James Brown told him to conk his hair, right? Straighten that stuff out. So here, I'm going to let you listen to the rest of this, but I'm not going to go out and go look for this guy Adams and Dilbert, so Dilbert get taken down. But I think if white folk, if y'all can do anything to help Black folk, stop helping them. and know that the liberals, the people like this, ain't got no Joy Reid woman, and all these others. Even Don Lemon made a statement in 2013. You would think, hell, damn, Don Lemon is as bad as Malcolm X. I swear. Or better than Elijah Muhammad. Don Lemon said black people need to put up the damn pants, stop making babies, get a job, go to school, get it. Hell, I thought I listened to Don Lemon. Miss Cindy, can you find that clip? I thought I was listening to Malcolm X. It was Don Lemon. It wasn't Malcolm. It was Don Lemon. Back in 2013, I'm talking about sure enough, I'm talking about CNN Don Lemon. Mr. LGBTQ himself, Don. I swear when I heard him say that, I thought that was Malcolm X or Elijah Muhammad. Put up your pants. Get a job. Stop making babies. Well, what black people do, everybody knows that. And so now we got all these pinch-nose house Negroes on television, liberal television, just making them out. It just get every year black people get poor, more criminal, worse, sicker, smaller, less educated, godless every year over the past 70 years. You're talking about a godless people. And you can't talk to them. Crazy enough to run around here and say Obama was white. And Miss Angela, listen to this, Don. Listen, you would think, is this Malcolm X talking, or is this Don Lemon? Listen to this. Go ahead.
If you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants. Some people, a lot of them black, gave me flack for saying that recently on the Wendy Williams show. I hosted a special on the N-word, suggesting that black people stop using it, and that entertainers stop deluding yourselves or themselves and others that you're somehow taking the word back. Now, number 3, respect where you live. Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities. Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English. And number 1, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should.
Now, you could, Spike Lee, Malcolm X lives again. You would think that was speech. This is 2013. Malcolm was killed in 1966, 65. You would think that was Malcolm X talking because it's truth about black people. They're incorrigible, always running around talking about we black people got to stick together, listening to rap music, paying people millions of dollars to call their mama a hoe, and then glorifying the madness. There's never been in the history of the world. Rap music got started several years ago, and rappers on the East Coast killing rappers on the West Coast. I mean, there was 3 rappers killed every day. That little boy, Puff Daddy, he was dating that girl, there was a J-Lo, and he wasn't no show enough rapper, gangster. J-Lo dumped him because he couldn't ring her bell. But now, you take Trotsky and Beethoven shooting at one another the way they ain't never Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry shooting at one another. You ain't never heard nothing as sick as rap music. Shooting and killing one another, black people. So you would think that Don Lemon has become, so joy ain't got no Reid, a Reid ain't got no joy, a joy ain't got no joy. This is, so I'm not going to look for that man, Adams, whatever he said. So they took his cartoon now out of the New York Times, Washington Post. You think he cares? I don't think he cares. I think that is one of the most profound statements that would do more to uplift black people than Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. My speech, I have a dream. That's what I believe. I'm going to probably catch a little flack about that. But I don't believe the other thing. I don't believe there's anybody that loves the black man as much as I do. That's why I tell him the truth. I do. I live among. I don't run out to the white neighborhoods. I don't. I stay with him, and I'm going to stay with him until he wakes up and find out, wait, what the hell we've been doing all these years? We've been killing ourselves. Anyway, everybody, I'm James David Manning. I'm indeed the Lord's servant. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.